So hello and welcome back to World of Warcraft. It's been a while and I do apologize for that. I had a bunch of ridiculous personal things that kind of went on over the last month or so, and then I started focusing a little bit more on getting stuff done outside because the weather has been absolutely beautiful where I live. But it is time to maybe start up doing a little bit more of my WoW content, and I figured I would start by showing you guys my favorite NPC. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of lore behind this NPC, but that does not actually stop him from being my favorite. Now, to tell you how I actually found this NPC, I was grinding out reputation for the Netherwing Drakes because I wanted to buy all of the Netherwing Drakes, and it's something I had never done. And if you've never done it before, one of the daily quests has you flying across all of Nagrand to go to Forge Camp Hate and just do some daily stuff. And as I was grinding along, whenever that quest would come up, I would just fly along, and I happened to see an NPC on one of these floating islands. And I was like, that's weird. I had done pretty much every quest in Outland, and I had never seen a quest that had you come and interact with this NPC. So I was like, well, you know what? We're gonna stop and, just see what's up with him. So I landed and I saw his name was Shawn and he has a speech bubble. And I was like, oh, well, let's go talk to him. And if you just click on him, he just looks at you. Well, that perked my interest, so I did a lot of digging around on the internet. And I was like, how do you do anything with this NPC? I mean, this is kind of random. There is just a random rogue with his daggers out here in the middle of the ground. And all he does is just look at you expectantly. Well, there's a trick to it. Like so many other things in WoW, there's always a trick to it. And the trick with Shawn is to wave at him. You wave at him, he gets very excited, and he waves back to you. And then you can talk to him again. And when you do, he triggers the honestly most adorable dialogue chain I think I've ever seen. So we're just going to read it. Shawn says, "Is it you? The person I've been dreaming about?" And, you answer him, sure. And then Shawn says, "Before you ask, I don't know what this person looks like. In my first dream, they were a night elf. In my second, they were a Tauren. And in the third, a night elf again. In these dreams, we would adventure across Azeroth and Draenor, fighting demons, dragons, old gods, even murlocs. I had never had a connection like this before. It seemed so real to me. In my last dream, I asked them to meet me here." And then you have a couple of choices. You can say, "I hope you find them," in which case you will disappoint poor Shawn. I don't recommend that you do that. But you can also say, I've had the same dreams about you." So if you do that, he says, "Are you? You are. I have so much to tell you. Where do I get started? Since our first adventure, I could no longer focus on anything but when our next adventure would be. My friends would tell me that you weren't real, that I was acting crazy, that you're only in the dream. I knew they couldn't be right. The feelings I have, they're far more than a dream. Every adventure that we've been on, every foe we've slain, and every chat we've had has just brought me to one question for you. And you say, ... Will you adventure with me forever? And you could reject him, but honestly, with a proposal like that, how could you reject him? So if you tell him yes, you get a very cute heart, and you get a glowing diamond ring. It is a ring for adventure ring. And you can keep it. Every character that I've taken out here to meet Shawn since the very first time, I have held on to that ring. It just goes in their bag. Yeah, it's taking up a bag slot, but what can I say? I'm a little bit sentimental. But after you accept the glowing diamond ring, he says, I don't have words. You've made me the happiest person. To our next adventure. And then anytime that you visit him, you can wave. It makes him very happy. And he tells you every time that you visit just how happy that you've made him. And honestly, I didn't know much else about Shawn until I started doing a little more digging beyond just finding out how to make him interact with me. Now, according to Wowipedia, or the WoW Wiki, Shawn was actually based on a Blizzard employee, and his dialogue is his successful marriage proposal. And Shawn said on Twitter that the person he proposed to certainly did say yes. She said that the proposal was more than she could dream of. And honestly, that just makes it even better. So, if you happen to be adventuring around Outland, and you happen to be here in the Grand, and you want to do just a quick little interaction with my personal favorite NPC in the game, at least so far, do stop in, visit with Shawn. He seems to be quite the accepting fellow. He will propose to anybody who interacts with him correctly, and honestly, I mean, what a cute couple. Let me see if I can zoom in here and just look at that. The happy couple, they even seem to be wearing matching sunglasses. So, anyway, thank you as always. Let me know in the comments, who is your favorite NPC in the game? Do you have one that you just have to actually go and see whenever you start a new character? Or are you one of those that just kind of ignores the NPCs and doesn't worry about them at all? And if you have any suggestions for NPCs that maybe I could find a little bit more lore about than just they're based on a Blizzard employee and their successful proposal to their fiancé, drop them in the comments down below and I will take a look at them. But until then, thank you so much for being so patient with me, and I will see you next time.